Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is a little bit of a change of pace as this is a little bit more instructional. I say a lot of great things about the Philippines and I think it's by far the best country I've ever been to. Just the beauty, the people, the culture is just so incredible. But just like any other place in the world, there are flaws. There are things that you need to take into consideration. After having been to the country twice now, I've developed this list of 5 different brutal truths that you need to consider before you make your next visit to the Philippines. Number 1, have a plan. There's over like 7,000 islands in the Philippines and even more in just tourist attractions. And each one of those locations has something unique to offer. And so which places are you gonna go? How do you get there? Because not all these islands and provinces have airports and not all of them have an effective means of transportation quite yet, as a lot of these places are still developing. And for a lot of these places, it takes up like a whole day just to get from one location to the next. Like Balabac, for instance, there's no airport there as it's still developing. So you have to fly from Cebu to Puerto Princesa, and then you have to drive from Puerto Princesa all the way down to Balabac. I mean, that's a whole like 24-hour ordeal right there. So definitely take that into consideration. And also just factor in what things cost as well, because if you wait till the last minute, or say there's a last minute flight that you need to book, then factor in what that's going to cost. Because if you wait until the last minute, I mean, you could be paying like almost triple the amount of money that you could be paying. Like I remember we paid like $130 for this one plane ticket and we were like, damn, you know, this could have cost us $50 or even less dollars if we booked it 3 months in advance. But because we waited until pretty much the last minute, the price just skyrocketed. So do your research on where you want to go, when you want to go, how much it's going to cost, and how you're going to get there. And that will save you so many headaches. It will do you more good than anything. And yeah, in a lot of these places, the best plan is no plan, but there's a time and place for that. Just don't neglect the logistics aspect. And so my honest advice is to book things at least 3 months in advance, just so you can have a little bit of flexibility there. The second thing is the heat. It is so hot. Especially in the hotter months like April, end of March, early May, when that is like peak temperature. Nothing prepared me for the heat. Not only was it temperature hot, but it was also humid as well. It was very intense. I mean, this kind of plays off of what I was talking about in my first point, which is just have a plan. We should also take into account that it's going to be extremely hot. And so if you plan on spending one day just knocking off a bunch of activities on your list, is it really the best idea to be running around all day when it's so hot outside? Because if you're running around all day trying to get things done, the heat really does get to you. So my advice is to just slow things down a little bit, drink lots of water, and wear lots of sunscreen. And number 3, not only is it hot, but the weather is unpredictable. For like 30 minutes out of the day, it will downpour raining. I'm talking like monsoon level kind of raining. And it's crazy because for the locals here, it's like a normal thing for them. It's like the streets were flooding, everybody was running around, going to restaurants, and all the businesses were operating as usual. But then like an hour later, it was like bright blue skies out. It was really shifty. But do take that into account when you book things, because there's always that chance that your flight either gets delayed or canceled altogether, all because of just shifty weather. And honestly, it's actually really fun when you have like unexpected weather, because then it turns into like a story, an adventure. And so it kind of turns into a good thing. In El Nido, it was bright blue skies in the morning, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we had like a huge monsoon come down on us. We spent the day just kind of like at this bar. We met a bunch of people that were also reined in, and it turned into a great experience. Number 4, brownouts. Every now and then, because of the shifty weather, because of the heat, you deal with something that's called a brownout, which is basically when the electricity goes out momentarily and it usually comes back on. But I remember we were in Siargao and we were in our Airbnb. We're trying to get some work done, but then the power went out. We were like, okay, what do we do now? We have no internet, we have no power. And so we went out and did some more activities. But say if you're trying to work remotely from the Philippines, this could be something major that you have to take into consideration. The power does go out, not a lot, but it does go out more often than what we're used to. But I mean, most businesses, most places do have generators these days, so you should be in the clear on that. Number 5 is that you have to break out of your shell. You have to interact with the locals. They treat you like family. Like personally, the best experiences I had every time that I've gone to the Philippines was times where we were just hanging out with the locals, even if we were just talking with them or dancing with them, singing with them, or whatever it was. Those are some of the, like, my most memorable experiences. These are some of the happiest people on planet Earth. And really, it's something that us foreigners could learn a lot from. But if you stay in your resorts, if you stay in your little bubble and you don't even try to interact with the locals, then to be honest, you're not gonna have a very great experience. At least just eat with them, have a conversation with them, have a beer with them, but don't be closed off. All right, guys, that is it for my 5 brutal truths about the Philippines. Some of these are deal breakers for you. Some of these are even more reason why you should go. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And so let me know what you guys think about this kind of format of video. It's definitely the first one that I've released so far. So if you guys enjoyed it, definitely like the video and subscribe to my channel if you are new. So without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one.